Hey you guys, I wanted to come in and share some news that I feel in my heart. I've been picking up on this for the last couple days, and I wasn't sure, what I needed to do with the message. And eventually, I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I know I need to share it, but I didn't know how I was gonna go about that because my schedule have been so crazy lately. But all right, enough rambling. I'm gonna get straight to it. For this week and the remainder of August, beginning September, I wouldn't even be surprised if we push to the end of September. And this is a very important message for those of you guys that work with the angelical archangel realms. All right, which I just got the confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Archangel Michael has been working very heavily with the collective. For those of you guys that are still, learning about Archangel Michael is the prince of the heavenly militia. And so he works with protecting, he works with defending, he works with liberation, freedom, right? And he's not ruled, he's ruled by God, of course, but one of his methods, or one of the things that represents him, is the sword of truth, which definitely gives you Ace of Swords vibe, right? But the sword of truth, which means this is what offers the liberation. And so this liberation comes in many forms. And again, this is not for everybody. This is just for those of you guys that are working very closely with him, because this is for his children, is what he's telling me. There it is, 888. That liberation comes in a physical way, meaning like breaks, right? Cutting of toxic relationships, cutting toxic habits that keeps us, right, from walking, from connecting to our source. That liberation also comes in through mentality settings, right? Old programming of how we used to be, how we used to think. That also comes in the aspect of spiritual freedom and spiritual liberation. And let me add or elaborate a little bit on that latter one. The spiritual liberation, spiritual freedom comes in for those of you guys that feel like you are fighting a spiritual war, right? You're in the midst of a spiritual warfare. All right. And so that liberation comes in by removing whatever attachments. And this is a little heavy, but through this message, we're able to heal. This liberation comes in by sometimes removing ancestral karma. This comes in by sometimes removing, and I say sometimes because this is for the people that applies to, but sometimes removing generational curses, sometimes destroying, voiding generational pacts. So pacts your ancestors did with certain deities and spirits, right? That kind of kept that lineage stuck, that kind of kept that lineage hitting or even enslaved, because that happens. And I'll put up a video later on about that. And so it also comes in as liberation from paths we've consciously or subconsciously made with people, right? With living people in this lifetime, in this life journey. For example, if I dated a toxic ex, which, come on now, over 90% of the population can relate, right? But if there is any, which there will be, any interchange, sexual interchange, verbal interchange, mental interchange, we can actually attach or even call upon certain spirits through that connection, right? Which is why Archangel Michael is one of the first frontliners when it comes to cord cutting. And that's a message for someone that you need to be doing cord cutting, because you have this attachment that is keeping you from being or even connecting with your kingdom spouse. Anyways, and so when it comes to the ancestral karma, like I said, or ancestral curses, these are things that our ancestors did These are paths, spiritual paths, ceremonial paths our ancestors did. And so because they didn't lack, or they didn't know that there will be a future lineage, they pushed it, they made those paths so far ahead, and now this generation's catching on, right? And I don't know if you guys are well versed, but usually it's about 7 generations that these paths and ceremonies can affect and will affect. All right, and I'm talking about 7 generations. That's not like, oh, 7 years. No. We're talking about generations. These are lifetimes, right? These are people's lifetimes. And so that number definitely varies. And so he is, and he has been, he's always doing this, but now more than other times of the year, he's working very heavily with his children, because these people, these children, we are being put in a place where we are in a leadership role, whether that is head of household, whether that is in your business, this is in your job, whether this is, in your communities, right? Those of you guys that volunteer or help your communities, our schools, our institutions, right? Whether they're medical, governmental, whatever the case may be, we are getting ready to step into a highlight, into a sort of position where we are extending the amount of light that we're shining on, right? So that radius, or that diameter of light that we carry, of our soul's light, is expanding. So therefore we're going to be reaching more people. Please make sure that you call upon him to continue to work with you, continue to work with the people you are connected to, because this is to bring about transformation. This is a new wave of activation for the light beings, right? And so one of the things that we can do to start getting acquainted with Archangel Michael, wearing colors such as red, such as green, royal blues. These are colors that are represented for him. Air elements, swords, right? Please don't be walking around with a sword, right? But this is more about the truth, right? Swords that cuts the lie, removes the illusion, all right? The sword of truth. So stepping into our truth, making peace with our truth, which is not always easy. Nobody wants to sit here and make peace with the fact that they went through XYZ, right? Or that they are XYZ. So making peace with your truth, accepting the truth. This is a way also to call upon him, to channel him. The biggest and quickest one, and this one, I love talking about it because this is so true. I've experienced this over and over and over again, to the point where I was able to send that to the deep of my subconscious, because sometimes you gotta send first aid kits back there, right? And so I was able to coach my subconscious to do this. But the biggest and the easiest way to do this is prayer. All right, so pray to God first and foremost, or your higher source, right? Because that it varies for everyone. Pray to your highest divine source. Once you ask and get that petition, hey, I request through your power, through your love, to open up the channels for me to connect with Archangel Michael for the purpose of XYZ. This is going to change for everyone, right? But prayer is the biggest thing. Prayer has a lot of benefits, not just physically, but also holistically, right? Even placebo for those people that, they're not necessarily believers, right? But they know they have a higher calling, they know there's something out there. And so the biggest and the easiest thing is prayer. There's never been, and I can say that without no fear, there's never been an instance where I've been going through something, whether it's sleep paralysis, whether it's spiritual warfares, whether it's, I'll be open, demonic attachments, demonic visitations at night. There's never been an instance, and even during the day, in my waking hours, there's never been an instance where I've called upon God and Archangel Michael and they've left me and not answer my call. And I'm talking about, like, I've seen like how they've come in and they separated, they liberated, they've removed, right? They've they intervene. I get goosebumps because this is so true, you guys. So many like scary things that happened to me, and immediately by the time I finished that sentence, Archangel Michael, I need you. Archangel Michael, God, I need you. Boom, they're there. And so please make sure that you're using those channels to communicate, to call upon him. Definitely with your words, specify, right? Specify, let them know what it is that you need help with, right? Because that word gives authority. That's the sword of truth, right? But have them, allow them to intervene, because they honor and respect free will. Allow them to intervene in whatever it is that you're needing to intervening with. Another thing to do also, meditations. There's so many amazing meditations out there that allows you to connect with the angelical archangel realms. And if you need, like, if you're like me, right? I'm laughing because I just saw someone's sticker, and the sticker says be nice. So someone out there needs to be nice. 11999. That's funny. Anyways, yes, so meditations. One of my favorite angelical channels is what I like to call them. Her name is Cristina Aroche, Aroche, and she's a great channeler. And she not only works with Archangel Michael, she works with other realms of the archangels. Her channel, and this is no like collaboration, no sponsor, it's just what helped me with my journey, learn and connect more to the angelical realms. But her channel, sorry you guys, I'm getting information. Her channel talks a lot about different type of archangels, how to work with them, how to channel them, and how they manifest in your life. So please check that out. But yes, definitely amazing meditations there that helps you connect to the archangel angelical realms. Letters, if you know about me, if you know about my previous readings, I'm notorious for writing letters to the angelical realm. I actually have a notebook, and that's where I talk. That's how I talk to them. I don't know how, that's one of the ways of how I talk to them. I write them letters. And so make sure that you're calling upon that. For a lot of you guys, there is going to be a lot of revelations happening about the people you're working with. I'm hearing allow the angelical realm and allow the angelical team to show you who these people are. But definitely removing the rose lens glasses. Sometimes we want to be like, oh man, maybe this person is having a bad day. Maybe this person, maybe they received something. Maybe they're going through something personal, which definitely is the case. A lot of times it's the case. And will influence how they treat you and the things that they do. However, think about it this way: opportunity reveals the type of person or the type of mentality someone has. And so even if it's a circumstance that, yeah, this person is going through something, hard, or they're having a bad day, that does not necessarily mean that that allows them to treat you or behave a certain way. So allow these revelations to come through. If you are in a situation where you are afraid to leave, where you are afraid to take action, definitely call upon them to give you that courage. But right now, just know that Archangel Michael is working very heavily with the collective in regards to empowering, releasing, freeing us from certain habits, from certain situations. All right. For those of you guys that are more interested in regards to generational curses, in regards to ancestral karma, I will be putting up a video. I won't tell you when, you guys. Honestly, I got so much going on right now, and I know that a lot of it is part of my journey. But I can assure you that this is not the end of this channel. There's gonna be more put out. I'm just going to focus more on emergency messages that are needed to make it out there, collective readings, because I still gotta go in and put the work in for my collective work. And so yes, call upon Archangel Michael, get acquainted, get associated, allow to reveal allowed them to reveal, right? Because it's a team. It's not all him, although sometimes it can be, but I like to give them all credit because that's how they are. It all goes to, you know, the same place. But allow them to reveal to you what you need to see. And in that same breath, allow them and ask them for the courage to make the decisions that you need to make. I send you guys so much love, so much light. I hope this is helpful, and I'll talk to you guys later.